Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Repressed memories after witnessing my ex-GF cheating rant. Part of me wonders if I'm going crazy or misremembering events of the past, but my gut is still telling me this actually happened. A few days ago, one of the screenshots I took as evidence of my girlfriend's infidelity popped up on my phone. With that, everything has started flooding back, and I think I am remembering some occurrences that were too traumatic for me to deal with at the time. I am someone who experiences dissociation in times of stress, so this isn't the first time I've noticed it. To try to summarize, I know for a fact that my ex had cheated on me, but I never really found out who she had cheated with. A big part of me always suspected my friend John, name changed. John was a friend who I had sorta lost contact with since I realized he had a very twisted sense of morality. He weaseled his way back into my life while I was dating my ex, and I always had a strange feeling when these two were together. Now, I don't know how I forgot about this, but I am now remembering a time when I walked in on my ex giving John head. We were camping at the time, and my ex kept randomly disappearing, which seems like a weird thing to do when camping in an unfamiliar place. I had been calling out for her for a while, and when I opened the tent, I saw a brief flash of my ex going down on John, but they quickly tossed a blanket over and played it off as John showing her a new tattoo. I also remember taking a bunch of pictures when we were camping, some of which were taken right after the tent incident, but my ex randomly grabbed my phone and deleted them all at some point. After I remembered this, I started to remember other strange occurrences. I think I actually confronted John about this at one point, but I can't remember what he said or did. But I remember him knowing very strange details about my ex that he shouldn't have known. I also remember him telling me to smell a fragrance he had on his wrist, and it was 100% a dead ringer for the perfume I had bought my ex. There was also a time I was hosting a 4th of July barbecue, where both John and my ex arrived late to the party, and my ex left after only 2 to 3 hours. John disappeared shortly after, then he showed up again hours later bragging about how he had just had sex with some girl in his car. I don't know why I wrote this off at the time because it just seems so obvious now. All of this stuff was happening right in my face, and I think I just wrote it off because I didn't believe anyone would be so brazen to do something like this. I think dissociation from childhood trauma allowed them to get away with this over and over again because I would just become overwhelmed by stress and forget about everything that took place. Does anybody else forget trauma like this? Part of me wonders if this is all in my head, but some of the memories are too distinct to be completely fictitious. I think the emotions from these events were just so intense that I completely shut them out from my conscious mind. I would recommend seeing a therapist to help unpack and deal with all of your past traumas, as if you dissociate in times of stress, then that can have a huge negative impact on your life going forward. Dissociative amnesia is a defense mechanism that can last minutes, hours, days or even weeks. It's great that you are willing and able to talk about this. I suggest contacting LCSW to help you process that trauma. It's important to have the right type of therapist. I never dissociate as far as I know. However, there were many times, as time passed, things would pop into my head and I would have a realization. Remember the time my girlfriend wandered off in the woods, and my friend left to go home? Probably they were together, etc. I made up that incident, but you get the idea. My blind trust in girlfriends and friends, or even just goodness in human beings, made me naive, foolish. This still happens to me, but much, much less frequently. When I was in high school, in a group of about 10 to 12 friends, about half girls and half boys, I had a thing going with one girl, casual, never were boyfriend/girlfriend, but it was known that we had a thing going on. We never said we were exclusive. Some strange things occurred, mostly I was not told about some events, some get-togethers, hangouts. Later some friends would say, "Too bad you missed it, it was fun," and I would say, "Why didn't you let me know?" And the answer was because John said he contacted you but couldn't reach you. I would ask John, and he would say he tried, blah blah blah. Then one day I go to a place, and John is with the girl who had a thing with. Now the issue to me was with both of them. If that is going on, we are all good friends supposedly, why not just let me know rather than play games and hide it from me? I ask a few other friends, and they say they felt awkward telling me and figured I must have known it because it was so obvious. We all were about 17. Friends and girlfriends. That is a common occurrence. If you like your girlfriend, and you like your friend, there's a very good chance that they will like each other. I am saying like as a person, not as a romantic interest. But the romantic interest can ramp up when two people like each other as persons. Then there is the whole friend competition thing. I never felt that, but I know guys who did. And OMG, first time I ever typed that, by the way, OMG, I had so many girlfriends over the years when I was younger, and the number of times their friends or even younger or older sisters would flirt with me, sit on my lap, make very direct moves on me, initially boggled my mind. I got used to it. A lot of that was based on competition. Some of that was the childish thing. If you have a young child, or if you remember well enough your own, there are a certain number of kids, many, who could care less about a toy until they see another kid playing with it, then all of a sudden they need to have that toy. Plus, in a friend's situation, the friend has already been pre-screened, so to speak. You see a fair number of affairs involving spouses and friends' spouses, if you read here. I've seen it in my experience with people I know, too. Life is a constant cycle of learning, mostly through the school of hard knock. Who's not naive growing up? Not all have a guardian angel looking over them. What's important is that we learn not to repeat it. That's a challenge in itself, trying to see, unbiased puff, from the outside. You're hurt but ain't down. Take care. What is your relationship with this John now, if you don't mind me asking? I don't speak with him anymore. Even if he wasn't the one my ex was having an affair with, there have since been multiple rape allegations against him. Damn. With friends like that. Damn. Are they repressed memories, or are they memories being created by a traumatized psyche? My past trauma of infidelity is ruining my healthy relationship. Advice. 6 years ago I was cheated on by my partner of 4 years with quite literally every woman I've ever uttered a word to. I was very young and naive. He was my first everything, so I didn't know what to do and believed his apologies. We spent a year after that trying to stay together and work on it, which became one of the darkest times in my life as my paranoia grew to intense lengths and he gaslit me constantly because he was still lying to me. I hated who I had become. And I told no one. I had told my best friend at the time and she reacted very poorly. We had a huge falling out, so I decided not to tell anyone. Which completely alienated and isolated me. I spent a few years really messed up mentally, emotionally cut off and numb, and had a few other toxic relationships that were psychologically abusive. I thought I had gotten through all of this stuff and finally in 2019 started feeling like myself again. I felt confident, goofy, silly. I worked hard and got a new job, paid off my student loan debt, and I worked on myself. What I didn't realize is, when I thought I was putting myself out there and dating again, I never dealt with this trauma from my past correctly. I just put up walls, and the minute someone did something I didn't like or I perceived/assumed they didn't like me, I dipped. Friends included. I couldn't communicate during conflict. I didn't even know how. I'd just go entirely silent. Once any relationship came to the year mark when I'd have to do the work, I'd become overwhelmed and leave, making up some excuses to justify it to myself. I had very little emotions or processing ability. My emotions still confuse me and I feel like I can't even trust my own brain. So fast forward, I'm in probably the first relationship since where I'm fully invested and committed, and it is healthy. I'm working so hard on myself in therapy every week because I have damn near lost my mind. I am having nightmares, flashbacks, that this person who I know I trust literally turns into this person from my past that hurt me. I've accidentally called him by that name. I'm constantly on edge watching for red flags, trying to protect myself. We moved in together recently and I love our little home and family. But I'm so tired of these intrusive thoughts and irrational behavior. I've been trying everything I can through therapy, but any advice? How did you survive traumatic infidelity? Does it get better? My current partner is being patient, but how can I better communicate what I need? One instance is I have the bad habit of peeping his phone when I'm next to him to see what he's doing. If he's texting someone I get sick to my stomach and I try to communicate for clarity/reassurance, but that makes him feel like he can't have friends that are women or like I'm accusing him. I think the answer is that I need to find a way to accept that I cannot control the outcome of this relationship, but I can only control my own actions and that I need to let go and heal from my past correctly. But is there a better way I can communicate what I'm going through when I'm feeling suspicious, because it's more centered around fear of abandonment/loss and doing everything I can to ensure this person stays in my life than me being actually suspicious of this person? You can have him in your healing journey without relying on him to heal, so going to couples therapy and individual therapy might help with that. I've been seeing a counselor for therapy and EMDR to reprocess trauma, but I think having him pop into a few sessions might help him understand better that I really am trying very hard, and I may slip up from time to time, but I'm invested in doing the work. I completely understand what you're on about. I have been cheated on in the only 2 relationships forever had, and I don't know how I could trust my heart to anyone again after how I've been treated. It sends you insane constantly checking and wondering who they're with/talking to. It's like a slow death. You've been scared, so it will take time to heal. If I ever do move on, I will have to adopt the attitude of, you have my full and complete trust. What you do with that is up to you. Maybe try that, and remember he's not your ex and doesn't deserve to be put in the same category. It's hard, but if you really want to be happy you might just need to let go of worries and trust him. It's much easier said than done. But yeah, it's really just unlearning habits and surrendering control. Which is so frickin' difficult if you've been betrayed before. I've been saying the AA mantra a lot, haha, because I feel like it applies. Retraining your brain is hard, yo. You really should talk to a professional counselor to help you work past it. It would help for your boyfriend to go to a few also, so he knows what you are dealing with. Being betrayed by someone you trusted and loved is one of the hardest things any of us has to go through. You went through it so many times with the same person, it's no wonder you have your shields up. Try to remember he's not your ex. Keep saying it. He's not your ex. There are things your boyfriend can do to help you. Your counselor can help you with that too. Things like realistic boundaries for both of you. Don't feel bad about boundaries. All relationships have them, whether verbalized or not. Good luck. P.S. One good rule of thumb: when a person's words and their actions don't line up, believe the actions. It's definitely been a main point of my therapy recently. I'll see if he's open to coming, but I'm pretty open with him about the process. He's just growing tired of me asking who's ex when I see a girl's name on his phone. Nor do I want to be that person. I try to say it to myself a lot too, that he's not my ex. And the last bit you said, so important. A big piece of that past toxic relationship was the constant gaslighting. It was so confusing, and I never trust words because of it. Words and actions should work together, but when they don't line up, it's a big red flag to me. Thanks for all your advice. I'm so glad you're open with your boyfriend. I really think it will help to have him go too, but run it past your counselor first. I was cheated on by my wife more than 38 years ago. I remarried and have been with my wife for 35 years and still have lingering trust issues that can crop up when least expected. My wife knows and waits for me to work it out. Good luck, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Keep communicating with your current boyfriend and let him know that you realize this is your issue. I think it's important to get some counseling to help you get past this. It's something I am thinking of too, as I have the same issues as you, though I am not in a place to date seriously yet. It's hard to imagine getting past it, but unless we want to be single forever, we have to do something about it because we need to respect our partners. It'll help a lot for your BF to see that you are working on these issues. It's worse if you have a partner that doesn't recognize or want to fix a problem. For sure. I am pretty open with him about it, and I have been going to therapy every week for a few months with a heavy focus on this and reprocessing the past relationships trauma with EMDR. Doesn't sound like you're emotionally ready for another relationship yet. Because that trauma was never worked on and you were never taught how to process, work through and cope with that trauma. You are bringing all of it with you into your new relationship, and it seems to be triggering you. I'd suggest taking a step back from the relationship and start working on yourself with a therapist. Not a LPC. Make sure they are an LCSW, or an LMTF. Their acronym will be next to their names when you search for one. Therapist here. Honestly, I was single for quite a bit of time working on myself and felt great, like I had really done the work. This all came out of nowhere, I believe, because I have taken some big steps with this partner and see a real future there, so I'm terrified. I've been working with a counselor for a few months on reprocessing trauma through EMDR. That is great to hear. I hope everything works out just the way you'd like it to. Have you looked into EMDR? It's a more intense form of therapy. I'm guessing that you may have some unresolved childhood trauma along with the prior abusive BF. Have you explored that in therapy? Also, read Why Does He Do That? Yes. I've been doing EMDR with my therapist. I thought it was kind of whack at first, but it really does work. This is the problem with divorce and why people have so much trouble staying in relationships after one. I know you didn't say you were married, but it applies here too. People get bad habits. They get into a groove of mistreatment. You're in a relationship that is circling the drain. Hurt feelings are everywhere. You begin treating each other poorly. This wouldn't be a problem if it were short term. But it takes a very long time for a relationship to die. By that time, those behaviors have become a habit. Now the person is free and dating again, looking for that special person who will treat them right, and from that point, every relationship seems cursed. No one stays, and they can't figure it out. On the other side, here is this great guy or girl, looking on dating apps, and they come across the cursed divorced single. Looks good, they match, seems nice, and there is some chemistry. Happy, they date. Then the great guy/girl gets the shock of their lives. This great person, who seemed nice, turned into a complete monster once things got comfortable. This person begins treating them like complete crud. They bail out and have no clue what the heck happened. What happened is the divorced slid into behaviors that became normal in their married life. Those habits of how they treated that spouse they hated. Sometimes it's belittling, insulting, or attacking their lover's self-esteem. Sometimes it's tracking every movement, distrust, and interrogation of every place they went. Sometimes, it's getting viciously nasty during minor arguments, because with the ex, by the end, going for the throat in every argument became the default. And the new lover gets just floored, wondering what the hell happened to that once nice, lonely divorcee they dated. Who are you, and what did you do with the real lover I was dating? It really is a curse, and it really is one of the biggest hurdles an ex of any type, be they the guilty or innocent one, has. The evil behavior they began doing became just habit. Thing is, it's not a bad relationship by any means. We are both aware and working on our respective bad habits, but we have really great communication about it. We don't have many other conflicts outside of the bad habits we were both unlearning, but for myself, even though I'm working on it, it's been a process. And I know if it isn't something I work on, it will ruin the relationship entirely. I'm just wondering if there's a better way to communicate in those moments when all I wanna do is ask, who's ex that you're texting right now, because I'm going to slip up. This isn't an overnight process. But he's growing tired of it and it feels accusatory when I'm really just trying to quell the anxiety and nausea from being triggered. 6 years ago I was cheated on by my partner of 4 years with quite literally every woman I've ever uttered a word to. Your family members? Your mom? Not family members, but every single female I went to school with, strangers we met at bars, friends. Even my younger sister's friends who were 17 at the time. There were hundreds of messages and no one ever told me until a stranger we met at a bar one night told me he was soliciting her for sex for weeks even though she told him she was a lesbian, and then he kept harassing her to have a threesome. Seriously weird affair fog. Help. Advice. Hi everyone. It's kinda weird to write this down, but I need help/experience or something. I am male 30, my spouse is 28. We know each other since she was 14 and I was 16. We were together till now. We have a house, 1,5-year boy, career. Were winners of our lives. 14 days ago I was told that my wife has a lover. I confronted her, but her reaction was ducking surprising. She left me, and told me, she loves her affair partner. I broke me so hard, I could not do anything. I went to therapy, which helped me a little bit. Now I fight every day with myself, my feelings, my uncertainty, my pain etc. When I told her to solve the situation immediately and go to therapy too, she went. Now we're in a state when she is so cold-hearted and so different that I can't recognize her. She told me that after therapy, she needs some time to decide. She told me that until the end of the summer she'll know. She speaks with me, and told me to be okay, that all will pass, that she's just in love like a teenage girl. She told me that her head realizes what's going on, and don't want to lose it, but the heart is on its own way. She told me her new BF isn't intelligent, she doesn't want to live with him, but today or tomorrow is moving to new flat. She said for 1 month, to try it alone. She's leaving her dreamed house. She's scared of divorce. She tells me she will come back and work together. She asked me how to break up with her AP. Yesterday we decided to talk only about our little boy. I want to give her a space, because somewhere inside me, I feel I can still love her so much, to work on our relationship. But she's so different. Every day I make a little step forward and not be so dependent on her. Tomorrow I have another therapy. What I don't understand is fact that she doesn't sleep at home, but she took seriously few stuff with her. When she speaks about her new flat, she tells me that she will take only few stuff with her, and that everything is at home. There is so much stuff I want to tell, but I can't properly explain myself in English, sorry for mistakes. I promised myself to wait, and work on my life. I will give her the space, and learn how to live without her and my dependence on her. Is it possible this affair fog will lift up? Is it possible to work on our relationship, after so much cold-blooded pain? We had such a nice life. And yeah, this affair came exactly on our 4th wedding anniversary. Please tell me your stories, experience, or whatever you think. Now I hope she'll return before I realize how big tickhead I am. In the end, she's an attractive and beautiful young lady working in city culture. I'm the local police chief. Her AP is a guy from factory, living with parents, 36-year-old, with destroyed relationship with his GF, not intelligent, compared to me. My wife said, he's punk. We had our punk era with my wife in teenage, and she knows, she don't want to live with him. And now, tell me. Right now she is doing the pick-me dance. She is scared to lose you as her safety net, so she is keeping you on a line in case things don't work out with her AP. The best thing you can do is have her served with divorce papers. This will do one of two things. First, it could snap her out of affair fog. The second, it'll allow you a quicker way to move forward if she decides to leave you permanently for the AP. I'd also recommend that you stop reaching out to her. When she contacts you, go grey rock. Exactly. This dude summed it up pretty well. One thing I can add is take some time. Find a way to chill for a week. Also contact a lawyer. See your options. My personal opinion is don't wait for her. You are my friend. No matter what your choice is, I wish you best. This 1 billion time this. WS's in their fog is horrendous. She wants her cake and eat it. My personal advice, don't do the pick-me dance. Turns out turning tail and walking off is the biggest wake-up call they need. If you want to reconcile, I'd suggest standing your ground and not letting her take the Michael. Took me a while to realize it, but you need to. The pick-me, I'll wait dance is probably the worst thing you can do, impo. Good luck, fella, we have all been where you are, remember that. If you want to reconcile. Thanks, buddy. I slowly tried to show her what we were. Told her we'll execute our dreams, for example a trip to England. I'm finishing her dream garden. But I stay back and work. I have no clue if it works or not. I was you, dancing like a fool hoping it'd all pan out. It didn't. She's so remorseful, she admitted it and ended it immediately, the affair I mean, North Carolina and all, and it was over a year ago now. Doesn't get much easier though, and the longer I'm here the more I know I need to move on. Can't undo what's been done. It's absolutely hard to see when your confidence is at rock bottom, but you're far more attractive, desirable and awesome than you currently think you are. The worst thing you can do, emo, is pander to her and suddenly try to dance for her so she picks you. It'll break you and absolutely empower her. Make your own journey, and if she and you want it, she can join your ride, but it's your path not hers, and you're the driver of it, not her. Thanks, friend. She is sleeping with the other man while you are being loving. You need to stop. She has chosen him. If she comes back, it will be because he dumped her. You deserve more than second choice. It will be because he can't fulfill her lifestyle. He's a deadbeat. I slowly tried to show her what we were. Told her we'll execute our dreams, for example a trip to England. I'm finishing her dream garden. This is you doing pick-me dance and it never works. You need to do 180. Read details of 180 in www.survivinginfidelity.com. One thing you need to understand is that your marriage will never be the same again. Your old marriage is over. But the main issue is, do you want to be with someone who trashed your family to the ground like it was nothing? To her you didn't matter, your feelings didn't matter, your family didn't matter, your kid's future didn't matter. She threw all that away for some loser with whom she doesn't even want to be with. Come on, man, you deserve so much better. You don't deserve to be the backup plan in your own marriage. You need to be someone's first priority, not a backup. Thanks, buddy, it helps to realize my self-confidence. If it helps you, when I was cheated on, I begged her on my knees to not leave me. She did. We went back and forth talking here and there. Our last serious talk was in December when she told me we couldn't keep looking for each other, that she is with AP and I have to move on. For months later she is adding me on again, sending me silly messages on WhatsApp. You are the most important person in this world right now, the only one above is your child. Have you seen the post of you/Amor, Vincent, Omnia 7? Read it. When you detach from your toxic wife you will feel so much freedom. Thanks for the reply. There may have been many issues in your marriage, but cheating on you doesn't solve them. She could have asked for marriage counseling or offered you divorce, but she is just a coward. All cheaters are cowards. They want both the married lifestyle and a lover on the side. You need to understand her affair has nothing to do with you. You didn't cause her affair. If she felt any issues in your marriage she could have come to you and solved them together. But she threw away everything for just some quick duck. Now you understand how much she values your marriage. 0. For going forward you need to get STD tested. Talk to a lawyer ASAP. You need to know what it will look like if you go down this road. Don't leave the marital home. In some states it's considered abandonment. Disclose the affair with your family and friends because you need support. But the main reason is not to let her change the narrative of the affair. Start hard 180. Don't pursue her in any form. Stop contacting her except kids matters. Good luck, buddy. This exactly. You are the safe, reliable option if her new adventure goes bad. But don't settle for this. End it, and take control of your life. Don't just sit there waiting for someone who doesn't really love you, but is using you for security. Please move on. Best of luck. Just tell her to move all of her stuff to the new flat. And never come back. We're telling you that pandering to her like this makes her feel safe trying her luck with this guy. Stop doing this. Stop with the sweet words and try to draw her in with honey. You need to make it apparent to her she can lose you. You think you're playing it safe by giving her what you think she wants. I can tell you I've seen hundreds of stories here, and the only way she's coming back is if you had her divorce papers. No, it doesn't work. Seriously, don't play the chump pick me dance. Cut contact and get divorce papers to her. You can cancel those if you want, but this is the only way to get them back when they are in the fog this deep if you want that heartache. What about your dreams? When do you get to be happy, my man? Look at your situation. You find out and the first thing she does is a decision against you, your marriage and for her affair. Since then, she never changed her decision. She wants this affair and doesn't care about you. That is all that I read in your post. Where are you in that all? Where are you making a decision? So you love her and I really believe you that, but she doesn't feel the same. She wants her affair more than you or your love. She doesn't love you and doesn't respect you. Now she has put you on hold and expects you to wait for her. And you? Don't wait for her, this won't work out. Imagine that she returns and you welcome her with open arms. What then? Her affair is a purely positive experience for her, and if you stay with her, the same will happen again. You need to start to protect yourself. Protect your dignity, your self-respect and your mind. Don't play this game according to her rules. Stand up for yourself and show her that you are worth more than the way she treats you. This is what I would do if I were in your shoes. First of all, go to a doctor and get tested for STDs. Next time you see her, tell her that you will not even touch her hand if she isn't showing you that she got tested as well and is clean. Then meet with a lawyer and give her the divorce papers. Divorce takes time until it is final, and you can stop the process anytime, but it is the only way for you to show her that you don't allow her to treat you like that. She made her decision, stands to it until now, and now you made yours. You are worth so much more than to be treated this way. Thanks, friend. Anytime. Here is one thing that I want you to think about. You want her to respect you. Do you think that the way you are currently acting will make her respect you? Don't allow anyone to push you around and use you as their play ball. Stand up, put your foot down and take steps towards your independence. You can only be respected if you respect yourself first. If your kid comes to you in 20 years and tells you that they are in the same position that you are currently in, which advice would you give them? Well, that's the question I'm currently looking for. Change your perspective on your situation. Right now, you are hoping that she returns to you by allowing her to do whatever she wants. You are fighting for her while she is running away from you. Turn the situation around. Distance yourself from her as much as you can. Only talk to her when it is about the kid. Start the divorce proceedings. If she wants you back, then she has to fight for it, not the other way around. So meet her with indifference. Make it clear that you are leaving her in your mind and then act accordingly. Show her that her actions have consequences and then start to let her experience those consequences. Stop looking at what she does. Start working out. It will make you feel better and help you to sleep. Meet with friends and go out. Allow yourself to have fun without her. Show her that you don't need her to be happy. Not you are about to lose her, she is about to lose the best that ever happened to her. Thank you. I'll try. Actually, I'm after years at the party with my colleagues, and after 14 days of complete self-isolation. His comment history is full of porno. Either he is trolling or getting his karma in return. Or he just likes porn and found his private life in a shitty situation. Just because he likes porn, doesn't make him a bad person automatically. Or mean it's okay to cheat on him. Porn and cheating are not the same thing at all. We only heard one side of the story. What if he was having an emotional affair? He is already flirting with the women in their comments since the beginning of his account. That we hear only one side of the story is the case in 99% of the stories posted here, and I only can comment on what I read here. I checked his post history. He commented on some porn channels and a few replied with a thank you. I won't compare that to a full-blown affair. If I found out that my partner did that, then I would just laugh. He looks at porn and comments on it. While that may not be cool for some people in relationships and marriages, that is not even close to having an emotional affair. Sorry to hear about your situation. What your wife is doing is really horrible. She wants to keep you as a backup for financial stability and wants to test drive the AP. The best thing that you can do is to pick yourself up for your kids and yourself. Get a lawyer and start checking for your options. Pick me dance won't do any good. It will only show her that she can do anything and you will be there for her as a backup. Thanks for your help. This relationship is over. You're holding on to a dream that you'll never realize. It seems to be an exit affair. But it doesn't matter how terrible the affair partner is. He's just a symptom of a problem. It's not about him. It's about what she wants, and she no longer wants you. Always trust actions over words. Her words say one thing to draw you in, but her actions say something else. This is the end. She won't be back. At least not for the kind of relationship you want. You are nothing more than the father of her child now. The absolutely best thing you can do for yourself is quit waiting for a dream that won't happen. And even if it did happen, nothing would ever be the same. How would you trust her going forward? How would you trust she wouldn't leave again for a different affair partner? How can you overcome the deep emotional damage she has caused for you? And how can you rebuild after she discarded you so easily and moved away? Nope. I know it's hard to realize, and like many you will take the wrong approach and be further traumatized by her while she pursues others. Future you will regret it. But the best approach is to 180 and grey rock her. As soon as she moves out, she is no longer allowed back in your house. Change the locks. Set a custody schedule with her. The child should stay at her place when she has custody. Y'all's interactions will continue to be unhealthy. The child needs to not see that. And start talking about divorce and full separation. Do not entertain any other conversations. She is only the mother of your child. You no longer recognize this woman. She is a stranger in your life. The wife you knew is gone. Mourn her and start seeking out a healthier life without her. BTW, she's doing everything wrong to show you that she wants to be with you. Literally every action of hers proves she doesn't want you. So you can keep clinging, but she only draws you in with words while she establishes her life without you. Watch this video. It's about being a betrayed male. ILASAP, thanks. First off, tell her to get all her shit out of your house. She is doing this so she always has a reason to bust in your home to see that you are not moving on. Second, she is telling you to wait until the end of summer so she can raw dog all season long and not feel guilty because of the mutually agreed to break. The nerve of her to ask you how to break up with the man she's cheating on you with. She has absolutely zero respect for you. If you play the pick-me dance, and win this time, she will learn that her behavior, while destructive, will not push you away. She will do it again. If you show her that you do not accept this behavior and she is risking all, she may break out of the fog. And if she does break out this way, she may have a harder time doing it again. Please remember that affairs are not accidents or mistakes. They are planned and nurtured. She has spent much of her time building this relationship with this AP while lying to you. Time away from your child and you. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.